Rock and Roll Geek Show 761.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA. Online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name is Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Monday, March 6, 2017, when I'm recording this show, and it's 6:38 p.m. What do I have planned on this show? I don't know. I'm going to probably play a lot of music because there's not that much to talk about, but I think we're going to do another Will It Hold Up? People seem to like that. I got a lot of good responses for that. Going to do that. Got some payola to play, a couple listening with butlers, and a few emails. Let's get started with something that was just put out on Pledge Music. Ginger, on the last show, I said that I think Ginger was I thought Ginger was quitting music. And about 2 days later, I found out that he had another album on Pledge Music. This is, quote, his country album. And he put a video out on it, and I have it. It's not really country. Some people have said it's folk. Some people said it's country. Ginger says he doesn't know what to call it because he's a, quote, Geordie playing what he calls country music. I'm going to play a song from that now. In the video, he's talking about his battle with depression and stuff, and the whole album is, the subject matter is about dealing with depression. And this album, I don't know if you remember, but last time I said that I thought it could be a possibility that he would go into counseling people with, depression and addiction problems. Well, this album could be a step towards that. This is actually some of the best stuff I've heard from Ginger in a long time. At least, I don't know if it's the best, but it's definitely my favorite stuff that I've heard from Ginger in a long time. So this song, I'm going to play the first song in the album. The album is called Ghost in the Tanglewood. This song is called The Daylight Hotel.
There are voices in the wall all around the clock for the lady next door on suicide watch. And there's drunks in the hall cause they wanna come back, cause they went outside and they went off track. But it's easy done in that world of opinions, but in here it's clear they're none. Come on down, bring your monsters, or you in jails. Yeah, we all just wanna be well.
There you go. That's brand new Ginger Wildheart. The album is called, what is it called? Ghost in the Tanglewood. That was the Daylight Hotel. The album is pretty much a kind of a mellow album, and I really like it a lot. I've only listened to it one time all the way through. I listened to it on the way to work. I had to paint yesterday on a Sunday, and I listened to it on the way. It is really good, man. I'm telling you. I already think that the guy is probably one of the greatest songwriters of our time, but this album is one of my favorite ones. A departure from all of the other stuff he's done, but I really like it. So there you go. Brand new Ginger Wildheart. All right. I would like to thank some people who, by the way, I'm drinking fine Tecate, and I would like to take a sip of this fine Tecate to everybody who donated to the show. Speaking of donating to the show, before I do the list of donors, there's a GoFundMe. Besides the massive failure GoFundMe to send me to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony, there is one going on. By a guy who's a donor to the show, BJ Cramp. It's called the Nashville Rockin' Pod Expo. It's a podcast expo, but it's a combination of rock and roll and podcasts. It's all rock and roll podcasters. And there's going to be like record producers there and a bunch of, pardon me, I'm burping this fine Tecate. A bunch of memorabilia, vinyl vendors there. I'm going to read you. I'm going to read you from the GoFundMe. I was invited to go to this thing. Okay. And I was also invited, they're going to fly me out and put me up. So I would really like to go to Nashville. I got some friends there, and I would like to see you in Nashville. I'm going to read it here. Here's the plan. On August 26, 2017, rock and roll podcasters from across North America will converge on Nashville for one very special event, the Rockin' Pod Expo. This is a GoFundMe page, gofundme.com/rockinpodexpo. Everything is tentative as of now, but attendees of this event will quite possibly get to meet the hosts of and have the opportunity to witness episodes recorded live by some or all of the following podcasts: Decibel Geek, Pods and Sods, Podkissed, The Rock and Roll Geek Show, Rock Solid, Talking Metal, Rock and Metal Combat, The Classic Metal Show. Yes, the guys who are my quotes arch nemesis. The Double Stop, The Hustle, Rock and or Roll, Kisstory Science Theater, The Kiss Room, Kiss FAQ, Kiss My Wax, Zilch, A Monkey's Podcast, Cheap Talk with Trick Chat, The Shabby Road Record Show, Cobras and Fire, Talk Tooney, Rock Strikes 10 Podcast, Rock City, and maybe more. There will be vinyl, I'm reading here. There will be vinyl and memorabilia vendors on site, Q&A sessions with signings of certain rock celebrities, a charitable auction, and more. This campaign is a first step towards making this all happen. All right, so all they're asking is for a commitment of $5. That $5 or however much you'd like to contribute will be invested in the initial planning stages of the event. They've already reached $1,500. They needed $1,500 to secure the venue. Now, then they're going to do another fundraising to fly us out there, and I'd really like to go out there. If you donate to this, I would really appreciate it, friends. And if you live in Nashville, if you donate, I'll get you into the show. You can come on and do an episode of the Rock and Roll Geek Show with me. And maybe there will be a boxing match between me and the Classic Metal Show. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they'll punch me out. Maybe I'll run. Maybe I'll key their car. Maybe I'll piss in their hotel room. Who knows? Maybe I will fuck their... All right. So anyway, if you can donate, I'm going to put a link at rockandrollgeek.com. It's also on the Rock and Roll Geek forums on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page. I would appreciate if you donated. Just 2 podcasts got over $1,000. And I would hate to be the low man in this totem pole, if you get my drift, because... you know, all these guys think that I'm somebody, and I'd really hate for them to think that I'm nobody after this. So if you could really help me out, friends, and donate to this, that would be very, very much appreciated. All right, speaking of donations, I want to thank you for donating to the Rock and Roll Geek Show as well. I know this is going to be a big donation beg fest, but that's what it is, friends. It's a big beg fest. All right. Let me find some music to play in the background. How about brand new Danko Jones? He's got a new album called Wildcat. We'll put that in the background of the donation segment. Let me see here. Let me get this going.
I wanna now, I wanna know. I got to rock, I need to roll. If you can't hang with the speed I go, I'm gonna roll tonight. I wanna now, I wanna.
I like this. Sounds good. I haven't listened to this yet.
If you can't hang with the speed I
All right, there's several ways you can donate to the show. One is you can go to patreon.com/RNRGeek. Just like Ken Kennedy did. He donates $5 every episode. Thank you, Ken Kennedy. Chiaki Hinohara, the Metal Moment podcast and Japanese Metalhead show, and my good friend, and soon to be possible director of operations for Butler Bites. Thank you to Brian Springer for the $5 every episode. Thanks to my podcast mentor and co-host of Mad at Dad, Dave Slusher, for the $5 every episode. Thanks to Bette Wood for the $3. Thanks to Dan P. for the $2. Thanks to Mario Zoth for the $2. I have a listening with Butler from Mario Zoth's band later on in the show. Thanks to Bruce McMillan for the $2. Thanks to Matthew Hunt for the $2, fellow kayaker Matthew Hunt. He kayaks and fishes in Australia. By the way, I went out in the kayak at Santa Cruz on Saturday, fishing for halibut. I'd never been to Santa Cruz, never been fishing or kayaking at Santa Cruz. It was a lot of fun. Didn't get any fish, but I had a really good time. Another guy went out there with me named Frenchie. I don't know his real name, but it's Frenchie on the kayak forums. I had never fished for halibut before, so maybe I'll have more luck next time. But it was a lot of fun. I had to go a mile offshore. All right, back to the donors. Thank you to Eric Stowell for the $2. Thanks to Robert Harvey for the $2. Thanks to Jon Richardson for the $1. Thanks to Corey Koehler for the $1. Those are the Patreon donors. Every time an episode gets posted, they donate that amount of money.
I'm gonna fly, it's time to move. No slowing down, got lots to prove. If you can't shake with the beat.
I like that. Let's see what else is on this album. My Little Rock and Roll.
So good when you get out of bed.
I like this too.
You're always ready to go.
You can also donate on PayPal. There's a link at rockandrollgeek.com for the PayPal donations. Like Bradley Lisko, the guy who's putting on the Nashville Rockin' Pod Expo, Saturday, October 26th. I'd really like to go to Nashville and see a bunch of other podcasts. I doubt I would get into a fight with the Classic Metal Show unless they started it, but might be nice to have a big podcast roundtable with me, the Classic Metal Show, and Talking Metal. I'm also part of the Rock Cheap Talk with Trick Chat. I'll see those guys in person. That'll be fun. Maybe we'll do a live episode of the Cheap Trick podcast. And I'm friends with Mark Striegel from the Talking Metal. It'd be nice to see him. Come on, friends. Please send me out there. I would very much appreciate it.
When you walk down the street.
You don't even have to send me. Just donate $5 to get this thing going. They're promoting rock podcasts, so we need more rock podcasts. Even though I don't listen to any, I know you do, friends.
They like it a lot when you walking down the strip. You get away.
Thanks to BJ Lisko for the $10. Thanks to John Skiller for the $2. Thanks to Brett Garske for the $5. Thanks to my friend of the show and friend of mine, Ralph Miller, for the $10. He was at the Butler show a week ago. It was nice to see him. It was a great Butler show in Redwood City. I broke the headstock on my bass, and I can't afford to fix it. Thanks to Craig Vasiloff for the $5. Thanks to Bradford Page for the $2. Thanks to Chris Stanley for the $10. He lives in Nashville. I'd like to see him. What else is on this album? Let's see here. Going Out Tonight. Where was I? Thank you to Dave Jackson in the School of Podcasting for the $10. Thanks to Michael Street for the $5. I also thank you, Michael, for the Imperial Drag CD and everything else you've sent me. Thanks to Paul Houston for the $20. He sent me this $20 is for payola, so I got to do something to play his music later on in the show. We'll do a listening with Butler with him. Thanks to Sigmund Heidacher for the $5. Thanks to a friend of mine, Michael Mack, for the $2. Thanks to Peter Spark for the $2. Thanks to Patrick Shanahan for the $20. Thanks to David Ivey for the $5. Thanks to Paul Fondery for the $10. What else is on here? You Are My Woman.
There was a time when I felt like I was all
That sounds like Thin Lizzy.
Then I met you and you turned my world to gold. No need to say it, no need to turn away. We have
I like this.
standing day by day. All I need is to look into your eyes and
Wow, that's so Thin Lizzy.
When the world gets dark and the rain pours down and everyone passes you by, remember these words I say. Yeah, you are my woman.
I gotta listen. We take a break from this donor segment to listen to this song that I like.
Without hesitation, gonna love you all I can. I was down, thought I'd never have a chance at love. Meeting you changed that, we fit like a glove.
Sounds a little like Thin Lizzy, Bad Habits from Thunder and Lightning. Is that on Thunder and Lightning?
I got so messed up, but you took me waltzing now. So let me respond in kind. When the world gets dark and the rain pours down and everyone passes you by, remember these words I say. Yeah, you are my woman and I am your man.
I like this.
Without hesitation, gonna love you all I can. You are my woman and I am your man. No, 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 no.
All right, thanks to John Baveri for the $5. Thanks to Peter Spark for the $2. Thanks to Patrick Shanahan for the $20. Thanks to David Ivey for the $5. Thanks to Paul Fondery for the $10. Thanks to Jeff Bielke for the $10.
This bond of ours is unspoken. Every time I see your
Adrian
face.
Boschon, Bosch Rock on the forums, and the guy who started the Rock and Roll Geek page on Facebook that I didn't start, but I maintain it. I approve people. Thanks to John Tennis for the $5. Thanks to Greg Long for the $5.
You are my woman, and I am your man. Without hesitation, gonna love you all I can. You are my woman, and I am your man. No, 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 nobody else gonna give a damn.
Yeah, that's good, man. Now I want to do a track by track on this album. How about Let's Start Dancing? Where am I here in the donations? Thank you to Greg Long for the $5. Thanks to John Tennis for the $5.
Just go home and don't look back, man. I'm in for the long
Thanks to Dave Franco. I don't know where I am. Dave Franco, $10. Thank you, Dave Franco. Thanks to Jeff C.A. for the $5. Thanks to James Venners for the $10. Thanks to Dean Gillespie for the $5.
nowhere, no way, no how. Let's start dancing. Feel tipped up, don't stop, get on down. Let's start dancing.
I'm not crazy about that one. How about title track? How about She Likes It? All right, where am I here? Eric Lintz, $5. Thanks to Eric. Thank you, Eric Lintz. Thanks to Kelly Mitchell for the $5 and Bourbon Brothers Fine Tecate. Thanks to Elodie Johns, my first girlfriend, for the $20. Thanks to Deborah Dreyfus, if that's your real name, Deborah, for the $2. Thanks to Bam and Cher Ross for the $100. Bam has a great jewelry company called Bamtastic Silver, BamtasticSilver.com. I'll put a link on rockandrollgeek.com. Great rock and roll jewelry, and it's not cheap shit either. BamtasticSilver.com. Thank you, Bam and Cher, for the donation. I really appreciate it. I take a sip of this fine Tecate to you for the $100. Thanks to Richard Fusey for the $2. Thanks to Richard Strom for the $5. Thanks to Dale Roller for the $5. Thanks to Andrew Howell for the $5. Thanks to Jason Shepard for the $10. Thanks to Kelly Mitchell again for $5. Thanks to Christopher Del Grand for $5. Chris Del Grand has taken me to see UFO in Saxon. Thanks to Gerald Carroll for the $5. Thanks to Michael Street for the $100. He's donated for a co-host donation. Michael Street, come out to Nashville, do a show with me. Thanks to Todd Cunningham for the $10. By the way, I'll go to Nashville. I will have my recorder out all the time. We will have a great time. Maybe I'll interview Stacey Collins. Maybe I'll meet up with Dan Baird, who I'm going to see actually next week in New York. Thanks to thanks to Todd Cunningham for the $10. Thanks to friend of the show, Todd Cunningham, and friend of mine. Thanks to John Offenlock for the $5. Thanks to Jeffrey Canaparoli for the $2. Thank you to Lassie Satvighagen for the $2. Thanks to Stephen Mascord for the $5. Thanks to everybody who donated. I take a sip of this fine Tecate to you. Without your donations, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled, eaten by a great white shark in a kayak death. There you go. All right. It's time for Listening with Butler, friends.
It's time for Listening with Butler.
There you
A
go.
waiter.
That isn't a waiter, my dear. That's a butler.
Well, I can't yell, "Oh, Butler," can I? Maybe somebody's name is Butler.
Yeah.
You have a point. An idiotic one, but a point.
With Michael Butler from the Rock and Roll Geek
All
Show.
right. Okay. Find my notes here. This was sent to me by Paul Houston, friend of the show. He says, Michael Butler, hope you're well. I'd like to send you some beer to get my band, Four King Ace, played on the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Regards, Paul Houston. As you know, I accept payola, and he sent me some payola. He sent me $20 to buy some fine Tecate, which I'm drinking right now. Thank you, Paul Houston. His band is called Four King Ace. So we're going to do a listening with Butler. I'm going to give it instead of the Rock and Roll Geek scoring system, a +1, a half, or a 0, okay? His band is called his band is called Four King Ace. And the song is called Didn't I Let You Know? We'll listen to it together, friends. I like it so far. Good riff.
It's so easy when there's someone to blame. You got your reasons, but they're never the same. No use in crying when you're right on the edge. You gotta listen to the voice in your head. You'll be the death of me. That's how I want it to be. Didn't I let you know you're the only one I've ever really shown? Didn't I let you know you're the only one for me? Your head is spinning, you're lost and you're found. Don't wanna be another face in the crowd. Those hometown blues are gonna tear you apart. Just let it go, don't take it to heart. You get no sympathy in this emergency. Didn't I let you know you're the only one I've ever really shown? Didn't I let you know you're the only one for me?
All right, there you go. Four King Ace. That was called Didn't I Let You Know? Thank you, Paul Houston, for sending me that. I will give it a +1. It's definitely worth a 12-pack of beer. Thank you. So actually, it's worth a 30-pack of Tecate. Thanks, Paul Houston. I really appreciate it. You, too, can send me some payola and have your band played on the Rock and Roll Geek Show, just like Paul Houston did. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. All right. How about...
From the files of the Rock and Roll
It's been a while since we've done a douchebag clip of the
It's
week.
that douchebag clip of the week.
DJ Ashba talks to James Michael in the second part of 6 a.m.'s, quote, interview project. All right, let me see if I can find it here. So the singer for...
New day looks nothing like yesterday. Roads...
The singer for 6 a.m. is interviewing the guitar player for 6 a.m. and they're both wearing sunglasses. They're in an arena where they're playing, and they're both wearing sunglasses in the arena. I guess it's very sunny there. All right, we won't do the whole interview. Starts off a little bit of music.
Hey everybody, I'm James Michael.
Hey James.
And with me is DJ Ashba.
Hola.
We are in 6 a.m. and we're
Hola. DJ Ashba is wearing a headband, sunglasses. He's got his hair in a mohawk, and Looks kind of ridiculous. I don't know who looks more ridiculous. The singer, James Michael, or DJ Ashba. It's kind of competing.
In these 6 a.m. interview sessions here today. Another
sessions.
Episode.
So you're the host.
And I am interviewing my good buddy DJ today. What made you decide to move to LA?
Well, I was born in a very religious family. Mm-hmm. We didn't have TVs. We didn't have, the things the other kids at school had access to, like the rock magazines. I wasn't allowed to go buy those, so I would have to sneak over to my buddy's house and flip through their metal edges and whatnot, and I was just so enamored by the whole scene, probably because of my lack of being able to, my accessibility.
It made you want it more, right?
And I remember, my dad and mom got a divorce when I was really young, but to piss off my mom, my dad took me to my first concert, which was Motley Crue, and so that made it, in my mind, that made my dream touchable. I was like, if they
background music a little too loud, and for that, I can't take any more.
From the files of the rock and roll geek, it's the douchebag clip of the week.
And the comments on Blabbermouth are always great. Dason Desjardins from Charlotte, North Carolina said, I was told there'd be a Hot Topic coupon code if I click this link. Jay Rusnick, things are really getting out of hand when the other two guys look like bigger posers than Nikki Sixx. There you go. And Richard Clark says, is douche metal an official genre yet?
From the files of the rock and roll geek, it's the douchebag clip of the week.
All right, how about we do an episode of another segment of Does It Hold Up? Last time on the show, I did Styx Equinox, and I got a really good response. Dave Slusher and I did Styx, what's the name of that album? Pieces of Eight. And it did not stand up, but Equinox did stand up. And a lot of people gave me suggestions and sent positive responses. So far, no one sent anything saying, don't do this. But if you don't like it, send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com with the subject line, please stop doing the Does It Hold Up, because it's a hack bit. Put that in the subject line, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. It might be a hack bit, but I'm doing it anyway because so far people seem to like it and I like it. And this one was suggested by Stephen Crocker from Atlanta, Georgia. He suggested I do Blackfoot Strikes. And I just happen to have Blackfoot Strikes on vinyl. I remember this album came out in 1979 on Atco Records. Blackfoot opened for just about everybody in Jacksonville, Florida at the Jacksonville Coliseum. Ricky Medlock was a singer and guitar player for Blackfoot. They were named after the Blackfoot Indians, and on the back cover, they're kind of dressed a little bit Indian looking. So I guess they're Blackfoot Indians. I remember liking this album quite a lot when I was a kid. Shorty Medlock, Ricky Medlock's grandfather or uncle or something, played the harmonica solo to Train Train. And back then, he played with them all the time. Every time I saw them in concert, Shorty Medlock got on stage and played the harmonica part. It was like Eddie Van Halen. It was like Eruption on the harmonica. And the guy shredded. And he was like 80 years old, he seemed back then. And I was 79, I was in 12th grade. That made me 17 years old in 1979, something like that. You see, 61, 71, what's that? 18 years old? Yeah. So I think I'm going to do the vinyl. I have it on MP3, but I think I'm going to pull the vinyl out here. Let me see if I can. It's been a while since we've done a vinyl track of the week, so if this turntable works, turn it on that and that. Let me get it going on this, and we get any scratching. What's going on here? Why do I got nothing? Got to put the power on here. Okay. There you go. Okay. The professionalism just don't stop, friends. It just doesn't. All right. So this album has two side. On the first side, it's 5 tracks. Second side, 4 tracks. On the front cover, it's a red album cover. I have the T-shirt of this too. This vinyl I've had since 1979, I think. It's got a cobra on the front. Blackfoot strikes. The cobra getting ready to strike. And on the back, it's a black and white picture of the band. On the left is one Indian-looking guy. Next to him is Ricky Medlock, and on the next to him is a guy in sunglasses and a beard, probably the drummer. And on the right of him, another Indian-looking guy. The band is Ricky Medlock on lead vocals, lead guitar, bottleneck guitar, acoustic and 12-string guitars. Jackson Spires on drums and vocals. Charlie Hargret on lead guitar, acoustic and 12-string guitars. And Greg T. Walker on bass guitar and vocals. All right, let's listen to it together. We're going to do the Rock and Roll Geek scoring system here. Let me find an envelope, one of these bills that I never pay. I'm behind on because I'm broke as usual. Let's see, Blackfoot Strikes. So if I like it, +1. If I don't like it, it's a 0. And if it's okay, give it a half. And we'll see if it holds up. I remember liking this album a lot. I saw them open for just about everybody at the Jacksonville Coliseum. First song is called Road Fever, written by Ricky Medlock and Jackson Spires. Scratching. Uh-oh. I think I'm going to have to do the MP3s. Stand by. All right, the album is like super scratch, so it's... Yep, I've had it since 1979, friends. All right, here's the MP3. We're going to start over. Road Fever. Road Fever. Sounds good so far. Ricky Medlock, shredding guitar player. He plays guitar in Lynyrd Skynyrd now, but he was the original drummer for Lynyrd Skynyrd. Then he moved to he quit Lynyrd Skynyrd and started Blackfoot.
And I don't know what to do. Guess I'll have to hit the stage, play me a song or two. Never had all I can take, singing heavy road. I guess I'll have to hit that road, so I got to go.
I like it. I'll give that one a +1. Second song, I Got a Line on You, which is a, who originally did I Got a Line on You? Was it Manfred Mann or somebody? It's better than the original, whatever it was. This album was all over the radio in Jacksonville.
Let me take you, baby, down to the river bed.
Spirit. That's who did it. Spirit.
Something that'll go right to your head.
Ricky Medlock had a great voice. I'm not too crazy about the idea of a cover, the second song in an album, a cover, but when you were a kid, I didn't know who Spirit was. I was way before my time, so I thought Blackfoot wrote this. Little Indian sounding guitars. I like this, but I'm going to give it a half because it's a cover. All right, next song is called Left Turn on a Red Light, written by Ricky Medlock and Jackson Spires, Muscle Shoals Publishing Company. Left Turn on a Red Light. Come on, Left Turn on a Red Light. Wait a minute, that's not it, that's not it, that's not it. It's not going to play. I got to put the fucking vinyl back on. The MP3s don't play. Ugh. All right, let me get the vinyl back out. The professionalism. Do I really deserve to go to the Rock and Pod Expo with this professionalism? All right, let me find track 3. Hopefully it won't skip. All right, come on, come on. All right, track 3. All right. Left Turn on a Red Light. I like the sound of the needle going across the vinyl. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Wait a second. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah. This old station.
And ride is right on time. And as I buy myself a one-way ticket for somewhere else on down the line, as I see the lonely faces of the people that will never come home, and when I stare
good southern rock. It's not great. Listen a little bit more.
And I dream of my childhood sweetheart and the freedom that I had in those days. When I wake from all my dreaming, will this boxcar always be my lonely home again? Well, I don't know where I am, and I really don't give a damn. This crazy life of mine will soon be gone. Well, and did you ever stop to wonder?
All right, I'm going to give it a half. All right, I got to stand up so I can reach the keyboard or the turntable here. All right, next song is called Pay My Dues.
Well, I pay my dues by singing the blues. Someday that's gonna end.
Not really standing up that well so far.
In the sky up above, it's just around the bend. Come on! Yes, you got to pay your Lord, you got to pay your dues. Ooh, pay your dues.
I don't even remember this song.
Just around the bend. I said the choice is yours, how you wanna pay. There's no denying you owe. Cause we're just as sure as we are can.
All right, I'm going to give that one a half too. A little bit more.
Yeah,
Let's pretty good. All right, up. Yeah, there you go. Next song is called "Baby Blue," written by by "Pay My Dues" was by Blues Image. Another cover. All right, "Baby Blue," written by Ricky Medlock and Jackson Spires. "Baby Blue." "Baby Blue." Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one.
Well, the first time that I saw her, she was standing on the floor, and it hit me like a bolt of lightning, baby, when she walked through the door. And the time was right, stars were shining bright, and I kept falling. Ooh, isn't this how funny to you? No, she's my baby blue. Well, it was a jumping night, and everybody playing their games. When I saw her in the light, I knew I'd never be the same. Yes, the stars were bright, a jumping Friday night, and I kept falling. Yeah.
All right, I'll give that one a +1. I'll see if I can get it to play in the MP3s here now. Next song was a +1. So we're flipping it to side 2 now. First song on side 2, a free tune, another cover, "Wishing Well." "Wishing Well." I never knew Free did this. I always thought Blackfoot wrote this.
Take off your hat and kick off your shoes. I know you ain't going anywhere. Right around the town, singing your blues. I know you ain't going anywhere. You've always been a good friend of mine, but you're always saying farewell. And all the time that you're satisfied is when your feet's in the wishing well. Oh yeah. Throw down your gun, you might shoot yourself. Or is that what you're trying to do?
This song was played all over the radio in Jacksonville, Florida. This was probably a hit song for them. All right, I'm going to give it a +1. Next song is called "Run and Hide," and I believe it's an original. Ricky Medlock and Jackson Spires wrote all of the songs on this record, pretty much, or all the originals. "Run and Hide." Run and hide.
That look is all over your face. You passed this way before. And even though you've lost,
I don't even remember ever hearing this tune.
come back for more. I've told you since way back when there's nothing you can do. And even though you've tried again, you got no place to run and hide. Run and hide.
I probably got to give this one a 0. Sorry, Ricky Medlock. Next song was the first song I ever heard by them, and this was when Shorty Medlock actually wrote this entire tune, Train, Train. Like I said, he was like 80 years old. He used to get up and play in concert. Every time I saw them probably about 5 or 6 times. And they even played the Florida World Music Festival, I think, or one of the things in Orlando. They might have been on the bill with, I think it was Ted Nugent, Aerosmith, Cheap Trick, Mahogany Rush and Blackfoot, I think, opened the show, and Shorty Medlock played with them. He was like 80 years old and wrote this tune, and listen to him on the harmonica. Come on, Shorty. This song blew us all away when we were kids. We thought it was Eddie Van Halen of the harmonica. Yeah, this was good. This is a good one. Oh, here come! Whenever I'd see Shorty Medlock with them playing this, I would always think, is he getting girls backstage with the band? And I'll bet he probably was.
Lord, take me on out of this town. Well, that woman I'm in love with, Lord, she's Memphis bound. Well, leave it here.
He was born in 1910, died in 1982. That meant he died at 72 years old. Okay. So he was 69 years old when I saw him play.
Well, that woman I'm in love with, Lord, she's got
He was Ricky Medlock's grandfather. All right, that one stands up for sure. I like that one. All right, the last song in the album is called Highway Song. And this, around this time, this was like one of those, Freebird was like really big. And all these bands were doing their own version. All these Southern rock bands would do their own version of Freebird. You had Molly Hatchet did Dreams I'll Never See. I Got Dreams. I think that was what their, and you had Greengrass and High Tides Forever was at the Outlaws, and then you had Marshall Tucker Band doing one of these long ones. Well, here's Blackfoot's version of the power, quote, I guess you could call it a power ballad back then. It was the Southern Rock Power Ballads. I like it so far. I have not listened to this in a long time. I'm assuming Highway Song is a song about being on the road in a rock and roll band.
Another day, another dollar. After I've sang and hollered, oh, it's my way of living. I can't change anything. Another town is drawing.
Lots of bands wrote songs about being on the road, how hard it is on the road. You had Bob Seger did Turn the Page. You had Leonard Skinner doing Freebird.
You sing it on and on.
On and on. Still remember it. Last night's show took its toll on me. I rocked out so hard. City lights fly by me. I'm remembering you last night, baby. Singing on and on. It's lonely out there on the road. It's kind of like Bon Jovi's. What's a Bon Jovi one? I'm a cowboy. It's tough out there on the road, man. Especially when you're in a tour bus and got people moving your gear for you.
Yes, those big wheels are ready to roll.
Big wheels, gotta get on the bus, boys.
Lord, and all this madness ain't as crazy as it seems. Everywhere they've stopped and stared, I'm just a stranger on this road. Oh, I stand alone only in my dreams. Highway song, you sing it on and on.
I think it's getting ready to get really rocking pretty soon. I've not listened to this in a long, long time. Oh, Ricky going high. Here it comes, boys. Oh, Ricky's got a good voice. Here it comes. Fly away, free bird. Ricky Medlock, a shredding guitar player. Ricky Medlock, 29 years old when this album came out. Oh, he was raised, I'm looking on Wikipedia, he was raised by his grandfather, Shorty Medlock. I like this. This is a big +1. All right. So out of 9 songs, we got 1, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 out of 9. That's pretty good. I guess it kind of stands up. All right, friends. If you agree with me and think this record stands the test of time, send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com, with the subject line, Butler, please keep doing the key. Does it stand up? Or does it hold up? Because they're good. Send that to rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. If you disagree, say, Butler, this is a hack bit. Don't do it anymore. This is tired. You need to retire from podcasting, and I will not donate money to the Nashville Rockin' Pod Expo. at GoFundMe.com/RockinPodExpo. Put that in the subject line. All right, there you go. Blackfoot Strikes. Long way to go for a bit, but I made it through it, friends. I'm burping up this fine Tecate. All right, an email from Mario Zoth. Hello, Michael. First of all, I want to thank you for the Rock and Roll Geek Show and that you didn't change a bit in all the years producing it. It was the first podcast I subscribed to when iTunes came with podcasts integrated back in 2004 or 2005. I learned so much about the music of my childhood and also found new music I didn't even think of listening to before I heard it on your podcast. I also love the IndieCast, which I miss very much. I should probably bring back the Rock and Roll Geek IndieCast, along with the Kayak podcast and everything else. I also love the Jasper's Plan 9 Rock Show and was also a podcast I discovered through your show. And nowadays I enjoy the conversation on Mad at Dad as much as I did with Good Clean Fun. Good Clean Fun's dead. Long live Good Clean Fun. I send you some music and I would like to know your opinion on it. It's an LP and a 7-inch of my old band I play bass in. Mario Zoth, a donor to the show, by the way. From 1996 to 2000, and after a long time I listened back to them. Biased, I realized I never got any feedback of anyone, and I would like to have that after about 20 years of the release. From the album, I like the song number 3 and the last 5 songs best, and I love all the songs on the 7-inch, especially the song I Don't Want to Get Old. So if you're not too busy and want to listen to it, or skip through and tell me your opinion, that would be great. Maybe they're total crap, I don't know. Cheers from Vienna. Vienna, Austria? Mario Zoth, a.k.a. Zothy9. All right, let me see if I can find his band, which is called... What do they call it? Hold on, I got to look for it here. Yada-da, da-da-da. Okay, Rock and Roll Geek Show playlist. The band is called... PSY9. This song is called I Don't Wanna Get Old. All right, Ramones punk rock. That's good.
I don't want to get old. I love my childhood, want to hold. They want to change me, I don't know when. 'Cause I'm feeling like Peter Pan. Oh well, I don't wanna talk to you. You're so grown up, you're not cool. I don't want to change for you. Oh baby, baby, I'm a fool. I don't wanna get old. 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 I don't want to lose hair. I don't want to be a square. I don't want to end up dead. That's all I have in my head. Amazing. I don't wanna talk to you. You're so grown up, you're not cool. I don't want to change for you. Oh baby, baby, I'm a fool. I don't wanna get old. I don't wanna get old. I don't wanna get old. I don't wanna get old.
All right, there you go. PSY9. I Don't Want to Get Old. I like it. Very nice. Thank you, Mario. All right. Florida man arrested for allegedly impersonating a Nickelback's drummer. He got arrested for impersonating a Nickelback drummer. Okay, let's read it. It's on Blabbermouth. According to Pulsive Radio, a Florida man was arrested for allegedly attempting to impersonate Nickelback drummer Daniel Adair while purchasing $25,000 in musical equipment. It's against the law to say you're somebody else. He was purchasing the equipment. As a report, let me read on here. As reported by T.C. Palm, a 45-year-old Lee Harvey Koenig, who, according to his Facebook page, performs under the comical name Mr. Wookie, apparently realized that he had a similar drum setup as Adair, and used that information to impersonate the drummer. He ordered $25,000 in microphones and drum parts from a manufacturer in Vienna, Austria. Same place Mario Zoth is from. And he had them delivered to a Florida address. So did he pay for it? Or did he say, I'm good for it? And the guy, I think the people the drum company should be arrested for being or at least lose their job for sending out, you say you're the guy from Nickelback? Okay, we'll send you these drums for free. All right. Police were notified on January 19th that something was amiss. The company then contacted a representative for Adair who confirmed that he had not, Daniel Adair, this is the drum company in Vienna, Austria. Did you order this equipment that we sent without receiving any money? We sent $25,000 in the microphones and drum parts without even a deposit? Did you order this? No, I didn't. Koenig, whose Facebook profile claims he is a studio and touring musician who works for Sony Music, was arrested on February 28th in Port St. Lucie, Florida, and released on $18,750 bond. This is also not the first time he had been arrested for fraud. In addition to the latest allegations, Koenig was sentenced to 3 years in prison in 2009 for fraudulently collecting $78,000 in 2007. How do you fraudulently collect $78,000? Nickelback recently announced that its new single and album are both called Feed the Machine, with the band heading out on a lengthy North American tour this summer to support them. All right. That's something fishy about that story. I don't even know why I read it. Is that part of the Tourette's, stuttering? I don't know why he chose Nickelback, and I don't know how that stupid drum company sent him $25,000 in gear without any money, but something sounds very fishy. All right, I'm going to play a couple more songs before we get the hell out of here. This is something I just discovered today. This band is called Cyanide Pills. Chris Catalyst, I'm one of his Facebook friends. He posted about this band that he discovered on Facebook and on YouTube, and said this was kind of the band that he would like to form. And I just thought I would give it a listen, and I actually kind of really liked it. The band is called Cyanide Pills. I know nothing about them. I think they have an album, an EP, and they have another album coming out, but I have never heard this band before, but I like it. Maybe you'll like it too. This band is called Cyanide Pills. This song is called Suicide Bomber.
Like a love we got, it won't last for long. You know what she said? She said, honey, there's a war going on. I fell in love with a suicide bomber. I fell in love with a suicide bomber. I fell in love with a suicide bomber.
All right, there you go. Cyanide Pills, Suicide Bomber. I like that. Know nothing about that band either, but I like it. I'm going to have to search out more. If anybody has any cyanide pills, please don't send those to me at rockandrollgeek@gmail.com because that would just be wrong. All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up now. A lot of music on this show, not much to talk about. I'm going to do a show on Wednesday, another show on Wednesday. I'm going to do a track by track of the new Black Star Riders. I promise I'm going to do a show on Wednesday. I'm going to force myself to do it. It's been 2 weeks since I've done a show, and I have really no excuse other than I've been waking up at 4 in the morning every day, and when it comes to about 6 at night, I'm like exhausted from no sleep, and I say, I'll do the show tomorrow. And then it comes tomorrow, and I'm exhausted. And I go, I'll do the show tomorrow. And then I have band practice, and I go, I'll do the show day after tomorrow. And then I'm tired from band practice. Blah, 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 blah. No excuse. But I'm going to do a track by track of the new Black Star Riders on Wednesday. Don't worry, Patreon donors. I probably won't be charging for that one, but because I feel guilty about charging for 2 episodes in a month, or in a week. But I'm going to do a show on Wednesday. Take that to the bank and try to cash it. See what they say. All right, I'm gonna close out with a song by the guy from the Helicopters who died. What's his name? Robert Dahlquist. I think that's Dahlquist. Robert Dahlquist. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but he was the guitar player for the Helicopters. And I asked for some music, and people came through with it. Thank you for coming through. I think Bob Heslep sent me this, I believe. If it's somebody else who sent it to me, I apologize for getting your name wrong, but I think Bob Heslep, friend of the show, sent that to me. The band is called Thunder Express. Guitar player from the Helicopters, Robert Dahlquist, who is no longer died at the ripe age of 40. Before I play this, thank you so much for listening, friends. Can't promise they'll all be professional because I can pretty much guarantee they will all be extremely unprofessional, but they will be honest and from my heart. And from my heart, I thank you for listening, friends, and thank you everybody who donated. Without your donations, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled, at the ripe old age of 40, death. Go to the GoFundMe, support the Rockin' Pod Expo in Nashville. I'd love to go. Be nice for them to get enough money, and it'd be nice for the Rock and Roll Geek Show contingent to be represented with the donations. Let's make it look like we are somebody, friends. Let's don't let the classic metal guys get more donations than the Rock and Roll Geek Show. All right? I will, if you donate, send me an email. Let me know you donated. I will figure out something to send you. I'll send you some pics or something, or I'll have you on the show, or I'll record an answer machine message for you. I will figure something out, friends. But if you can donate to that would be great. Thank you, everybody, for donating to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. And if you didn't donate to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, you can also click the Amazon link at rockandrollgeek.com, and anytime you buy something on Amazon, I'll get a little like 5 cents for anything for every dollar you purchase. I don't know, if you purchase like a $500 item, I'll probably get like $30 or something. So I really appreciate it. If you're going to buy something on Amazon, go through my link. Eddie Trunk always talks about it on his podcast. Well, I got it on mine too. So if you want to support the show that way, it's much appreciated, friends. And if you don't have the money to support the show, that's fine too. I just appreciate you listening. And also go to bamtasticsilver.com and Bam Ross from, he was the drummer from Dogs D'Amour. I don't know why I'm losing my mind here. He's a drummer from Dogs D'Amour, has a great silver company as well, BamtasticSilver.com. Thank you, everybody who supported the show. This is Robert Dahlquist's Thunder Express. This song is called In My Mind. We'll talk to you Wednesday, friends.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.